How to build an easy ghast gunpowder farm in Minecraft. These are the resources you will need for this farm. Okay, so since this is a ghast farm, the first step you will have to do is obviously get yourself into the nether. And then secondly, you will need to find yourself a soul sand valley, which I have right here. Now a soul sand valley is a type of nether biome. Now the first step to recognizing if you are in soul sand valley is 1, there's a bunch of soul sand everywhere. 2, you have the black particle things falling down in the air. As you can see, you don't see them that well, but they are there. And thirdly, there is a blue mist thing kind of far away from you. And the reason we're building this in a soul sand valley is of course to prevent things like piglins and stuff from spawning inside the farm, and we're limiting it to only ghasts, which is going to make the farm a lot better. And also before we get started on this farm, I would recommend you build it above a big lava lake if you have one. This is just to prevent a bunch of other mobs, like for example skeletons, to spawn in the general area, causing the mob cap to fill up. But I don't really have a big lava lake right here, it's only a small one, so it won't matter too much. But anyways, to get started on building this farm, simply head up to the nether roof right here, and then break yourself up to Y level 119. So we're almost up at Y19, so let's just break ourselves up here, which is right about here. Then you can simply place yourself a block under your feet, and then to memorize where this block is, simply place yourself a torch on top of this block. So anyways, once you've done that, what you will have to do now is dig out 25 blocks in each direction right here. So 25 blocks going this way, this way, this way, and this way. So this means that I need to break 24 more. So let's just fill these back up. So let's say 25 going out this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Then do the same on all the other sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A few moments later.
Alright, so once you've dug out 25 blocks in each way, which I've done right now, what you will have to do now is break out all the blocks we have between all of these pillars going outwards, or tunnels. So if you didn't understand that step, what you will have to do is go here and then break out 24 blocks going forward on all of these blocks until you reach the same level as over there. Anyways, then just do that, and yeah. And of course, if you meet any lava while building this, simply destroy it or remove it like this. And of course, if you meet a cave like this one, what you can do is simply place some torches down there to prevent skeletons from spawning down here, pretty much like this. However, you can also fill it up with blocks if you want to, but that is fully up to you. Alright, so as you can see, I've now destroyed out all these blocks, and what you should have now is a 51 by 51 block room. But as you can see, a bunch of skeletons are spawning here, so what you will have to do now is fill up this room with a bunch of torches and then simply destroy or kill all the skeletons. And also, I'm going to place myself some more torches right here just to remember where the middle point is. But anyways, then just place yourself more torches all around this room, so make sure to light up this room well enough to the point where no more skeletons can spawn. Alright, so I've just lit up this room and I've killed off all existing skeletons that were inside this room. So anyways, what we will have to do now is break this room 2 blocks higher up, like this. But before we do that, I'm gonna mention a few things. So one, while we're breaking up this room, if you have broken off all these blocks, what should happen is that ghasts will start spawning inside this room, and what will happen then is that they will start shooting at you. But to prevent that, and because we're gonna need to do the step later too, what you can do instead of just breaking out all these blocks is break out 2 blocks, then place yourself either a glass block or a leaf here, then continue that step pretty much like this. So what you should have is an empty block above the leaf or glass block. Or you can of course break out all of these blocks and then place the glass later or leaves pretty much like this. Now to briefly say, for this kind of platform you're going to build, you will need to choose either glass or leaves. And this is of course because glass and leaves are kind of counted as half blocks, which allows for ghast to kind of spawn inside of them. Anyways, then just destroy out all these blocks and then place yourself either a layer of glass or leaves on this third layer of blocks right here. So pretty much 1, 2, 3, so on this third block right here. So yeah. Alright guys, so just about now I finished building the leaf roof. So to show you how this is going to work, I've just jumped into survival, and as you can see, the ghasts are no longer attacking me. I can push them around, I can hit them, I can kill them, and I can do whatever I want, and I can collect ghast hairs and gunpowder. So yeah, now the farm is pretty much done, and what you can do now is just run back and forth, kill the ghasts, and get quite a bit of gunpowder, some ghast hairs, and even a little bit of XP. However, there's still a few ways to make this farm even better, and I want to show you those right now. So there's 2 things I would recommend you do. One is that if I have a netherite sword and I hit this ghast, as you can see, it requires 2 hits for it to die, and that it takes a little bit of additional time, and every time you kill a ghast, you will have a chance of getting either 0, 1, or 2 gunpowder. Now to make this better, I would recommend you open an anvil, put looting 3 on it to make the drops better, but also put sharpness on it, simply so you can one-tap the ghasts. But also by putting looting on it, you will have a chance of getting up at 2 to 3 times the amount of resources. So this means that instead of getting between 0 to 2 gunpowder, you will have a chance of getting up to 4 or 5 gunpowder, which is pretty good. And in addition to that, as you can see, running around there is pretty slow, especially if we kill this ghast and another one spawn in the other side of the room. So what I would recommend you do is grab yourself an anvil, put yourself some boots inside the anvil, then put soul speed on top of those boots, and then if you equip those boots, as you can see, nothing will happen. However, if we replace this floor with a soul sand, which will not affect the ghast spawn rate, regenerates, we can run faster on soul sand, which will obviously make this farm quite a bit quicker because you will be allowed to kill the ghasts even quicker. So I would actually highly recommend that you put soul sand on top of this entire floor, simply to make this farm quite a bit better. But of course that is not necessary, but I would recommend it. Alright guys, so as you can see, I just replaced the entire floor with soul sand, and now I can run quite a lot faster between the ghasts. I can run over here, kill this one. It dropped nothing sadly, bad first example. I can head over here, kill this guy, and as you can see, it dropped 4 ghast hairs, which is pretty good, and 3 gunpowder. You can now simply head over here, kill the 2 new ones that spawned the first ones died. First one dropped nothing, but the second one dropped 2 gunpowder I think, and 1 ghast hair. This one dropped 3 gunpowder and no ghast hairs. This one dropped a few ghast hairs and a few gunpowder. So as you can see, I've already got 13 gunpowder, which shows that this farm is pretty good. So as you can see, I'm collecting both a bunch of ghast hairs, which is pretty nice, and some gunpowder. So anyways guys, that is how to build a pretty easy and very efficient Gunpowder Ghast Farm. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions about how this works or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll try to answer your questions as quickly as possible. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.